Join me as I take an old shoebox, some takeaway containers, and turn them into some Lego storage. Really useful, really easy, really practical, will look so much nicer on the shelf. And look at that colour coordinated Lego. Is anything more satisfying? Of course, you could use it for buttons and craft bits or toppers for cards or anything else you can think of. Just some takeaway containers and an old shoebox. So let's get started.
So this is the shoebox I'm starting with, which you can see has a lid. There's no worries, we can just cut that off. You don't need one with a lid, you can use any shoebox. And these are the takeaway containers, the little plastic ones that have the snap-on lids. It's terrible that so many go to landfill, so let's get them reused. And you can see they're just going to stack one on top of the other, and they just fit nicely. So to start with, if you have got a lid on your box like me, just cut it off. If you haven't, you're just ready to get going. But we really don't want that. We just want the open front. To our storage. A little something stuck in there. So once you've got your shoebox, we need to take some measurements. So the first thing you're going to do is measure across the width of your shoebox and make a note of it. Now you'll notice I'm going to measure it in more than one place because you just never know, and it's better safe than sorry when you're going to cut your dividers. So I'm just going to note that down, and then I'm going to note down how deep the shoebox is, and this is so I can make those dividers. Again, I'm just going to check it on different sides because I want to know how deep it is, but then I'm actually going to make the dividers a little bit smaller than that. Now, how many of these do we think are going in here? So obviously you can do lots of measurements and maths, or you could just pop the lids on them, place them in there and see how many you think are going to fit, which for me seems a little bit easier. You might say it takes longer, but I think as a visual person you'll find it's just more satisfying and you're more confident that you've got it right. So I can see that 5 are going to fit in there comfortably. So I'm going to need 4 dividers so that I've got my 5 little spaces for my boxes to go into. So I'm just going to measure that inside length. Okay, so my ruler doesn't fit, hence the tape measure, and I'm just going to make a note of that size. I might just check it at this side just to be sure this box really is, I'm going to use the word square, but properly rectangular. And then I know that I need 4 dividers, 5 sections. So I'm going to divide that length by 5. And that's going to tell me how far apart my dividers are going. I know it's a fancy calculator for such a simple sum, but as an ex-maths teacher, that's the one that's on my desk. So all you need is your phone, don't worry. So I've got 2.3 inches, and no one really uses 2.3 inches, do they? So if we're honest, I'm going to make it 2.25 inches. 2.25 inches is a measurement we use and is easy to measure on your tape measure or ruler. So that's how far apart my dividers are going to be, and that will mean that one of them is slightly larger, but no one will ever notice. So I'm going back in with the tape measure, measure 2.25, make a little pencil mark. Measure 2.25 again. Obviously you can do the maths and add on and just work along the tape measure if that suits you best. But what you're doing is measuring every 2.25 inches. And then if you've any doubt in your mind, just measure that last section and just make sure you've done it right. Repeat at this other side and then draw the line that meets them. Now I haven't got a ruler that fits to hand, so I'm just going to use this box of pens that's giving me a straight line, and join the 2 pencil marks you made. And you're going to get a nice clear line, which is exactly where your divider is going to go. It just makes life easy. So just mark them with whatever you're using. And then, as you can see, I'm ready to go there. I've got those lines. So let's make the dividers. So I'm just using some card here, there are other projects, and it's quite a thick card, and I do recommend a thick card. Remember, you don't want it bending or warping, and I'm just using this up. So I measured the internal measurements, and so I'm just going to make them the width of that internal size, but I'm going to measure them, make the height slightly smaller. So you could go 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, it's up to you. But you're just going to measure out your dividers. Now the ruler I'm using is a quilting ruler. You don't need a quilting ruler, it's just a nice easy way to keep them all square. And you can see I'm just showing you there that I'm going to make it slightly less than what I measured, because I don't want the dividers to come right to the front or stick out. There's no need for them to. So I'm just going to make them fractionally smaller. Now if you're using an ordinary ruler, just take your measurements in 2 places so that you keep things nice and, I'm going to use that word again, square. Okay, just so they keep them nice and accurate. So you can see I'm going to get 2 out of this little bit of this card here, but I actually need 4, so I'll just carry on and get all 4 and then cut them out, and you'll have your 4 dividers. Now what you might find when you cut out this thick card, and I'm just reminding you of my measurements, is that they have a bit of a scraggy edge. Just get some fine sandpaper and just take those scraggy bits off. You don't have to work hard, it's just a gentle motion. It's just going to tidy them up for you. It's really worth that little bit of time. And you can see how much better that one looks. So just do that with all of them if you've got that sort of messy edge. Depends how you cut them, I think. So let's just check these fit. I want to check that they fit in widthways, and I want to check that they don't stick out the front. And that's purely double checking what I'm doing. It's not essential, but you can see they're not quite to the front, but they are very close. So now what we need to do is just cover the front of those. We're not covering the whole divider, you can do, but I'm just covering the front. So what you're going to need is a strip, and that strip needs to be as wide as the divider, but about 1 inch thick. So you can see I'm going to cut this section here, and then I'm going to cut inch wide strips. So we're just cutting 1 inch. Now you can do all this really carefully and measure it out, or you could do what I'm doing, which is measure 1 inch, cut a strip, measure 1 inch, cut a strip, and off we go. So just cut them for however many you need. So for me that's 4. This fabric is not ideal, it's a little bit stretchy. The best fabric I think is a nice crafting cotton. It won't stretch, it'll go down nicely and flat, and it's the best. But if like me you've got something a bit stretchy, just take care. So all I'm going to do is apply glue to each strip in turn. I'm using a fabric glue, but you could use any multi-purpose glue, and just glue it onto one edge. And the easiest way is to put the cardboard on the centre of the strip, and then you can lie it down, and that's one side stuck, and wrap the other side over and smooth it down. Depending on your glue and your fabric, it might want to jump up, and if so, just keep holding it in place until it's happy to stay there. Smooth it down, and if your strips are a little bit long, you can just trim those edges off. Now I'm going to do it now, but I'd recommend leaving it till your glue's dry, to be honest. And then you'll have a nice tidy divider ready to go in. And just repeat that for the others and let them dry. As I say, if you need to put a book on it to hold it down flat, just do that while they dry. You can see I've got all glue on my fingers now. So once you've got all your dividers done, you can just put them to one side and get on with the box. So we're going to wrap this box in the fabric. So I'm going to measure the height of the box. Now I'm measuring it again, I'm measuring the outside, I'm making sure I'm accurate. Because when I've noted down that height, I'm going to use that to cut my fabric. But as you can see, I'm adding on 1.5 inches. You can add on 2 inches if you like, it's up to you. It's just going to give you that wrap around so that it's nice and tidy. And then we need to work out how long this piece of fabric is going to be. So it's going to be the length of the box times 2 plus, sorry it's gone a bit blurry because I've come near the camera, the width of the box times 2. So you can see the simple maths that I'm doing. I'm going to add those together. And then I obviously want a little bit extra to wrap around. So it's up to you, but I'm going to probably add an inch on. So I now want a piece that's 40 inches by 6 inches. And that's going to give me plenty to wrap around. Once you've cut it out, we need to glue it to the box. Now I think you're better adding some glue to one of your long sides and then putting the fabric onto it. I just think it's more effective. You don't end up with a great big piece of fabric flopping around covered in glue. It's just asking for trouble. So we'll get all that glue on and then place the fabric on. So you want an equal amount spare top and bottom. Okay, and about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch around the corner. We're just going around the corner. Doesn't really matter how far, just not too far. And smooth it down. And just check you've got about the same overlap on the top as you have on the bottom. And then it's all going to work nicely. And you can still adjust it a little bit. The glue will slide while it's still wet. And make sure you're round that corner. Once you're happy, and do take the time to be happy with this before you set off around the rest of the box, but once you're happy, you're going to carry on. And I would carry on in the same vein. Apply some glue to the box, wrap the fabric. Apply some glue, wrap the fabric. And then when you get right round to the other end, as you can see, I'm back to where I started. You can just wrap it round, smooth it all on, and then you've got this overlap. So what we're going to do is take that end piece and we're going to fold it so that we get a nice edge. So we're going to end up applying some more glue on here. So we're going to apply some more glue just to the fabric here so that we can fold the edge over. And you can see it's a little bit fiddly and it doesn't want to go. And this is the fabric that's causing this problem. But I liked the fabric, I'd got it to use up, and I really wanted it on the box at the end, so I've persevered. I'd have more sense if I was you, and I'd use a nice cotton. But once you've got it there, you're going to stick that down. And just keep adding a bit of glue until it fits nicely. And you can see it just meets up to the edge there and sits really well. If you're enjoying this video, please could you give it a thumbs up so that more people can make their storage, whatever they want it for. Obviously it's not just for Lego, I'm sure I'll be using them for crafts as well. But they were just perfect for some of those Lego supplies that are hanging around with nowhere better to go. We now need to deal with the overlap. So cut the corner off, but not too close to the box, and then stick each side down. And then you'll get a nice tidy bottom. And there won't be a great big bulk at the corner. And it doesn't matter if you leave a little gap or anything because we're going to cover the bottom anyway. Or as our storage unit will be, the back. And then the overlap on the inside also needs dealing with. And again, I'm just going to apply some glue to the box, fold the fabric over and stick it in. What you may end up doing is adding a little bit of extra fabric in the little bit of extra glue in the corners, because you've got that bit of extra fabric that you just need to glue in. So I recommend doing the two opposite ones, the short ones, and then do the two long ones. And just fold it over and work those corners. Any excess fabric, just snip it off so that you end up with a nice tidy finish. And you can see I'm just adding a little bit of glue just to get it to hold down. And you can see it's really starting to come together. And you can use these skills to cover any boxes if you like. Now, I like the back of my storage covered. If you don't want to, you don't have to bother. But I do think it finishes them off nicely. So I'm going to make a piece to go on the outside. So all you need to do is measure the bottom and cut a piece of cardboard a little bit smaller. Just make sure it's 1/4 of an inch smaller, that should be enough smaller, and then it won't stick out and show at the front. Now I've just used the back of an A4 pad, you know, a notepad, and it's just about the right size. Just cut it down on the width. So any old card will work, so long as you can stick your fabric to it. It doesn't need to be especially strong or fancy. Yes, I am that person that saves the back of notepads because they always come in handy. And then you need to cut a piece of fabric that's a little bit bigger than that. So you'll see I'm just checking it's not going to stick out. So cut your piece of fabric about an inch bigger all the way around, or 3/4 of an inch all the way around. And then apply a load of glue to your card. And place that card on the centre of your fabric. And just smooth it all down. And then we're going to wrap those edges round. So again, snip off the corners. We don't need all that bulk. And then glue each of those edges down. Again, if you've got silly fabric like me, they'll try and peel up. But what I did was I got all of these stuck down and then I put it under a book. And then once it's all dry, apply glue. Make sure you get a good covering around the edge and a little bit in the middle just to hold it nicely. And then stick it to the bottom of the shoebox. And there we go. So now we'll turn our attention back to the dividers. We need to stick these dividers in. So you need to cut a whole load of bits of brown paper or just a soft paper, the length of the divider, or maybe slightly shorter, but certainly not much. And we're going to cut some that are the height of the divider, but certainly a bit less than the height, and cut them an inch wide. And you're going to end up with loads of them. So for each divider, you need 2 long ones and 4 short ones, because on each side you're going to fix 2 small ones and 1 long one, just like that. So then all you need to do is glue them on. So you want to glue them on both sides, let it dry, and then we're going to glue them in the box. Now you can see I've glued 2 in, and now I'm just going to apply the glue to this one and show you. You can put the glue in the box. I prefer to put it on the divider and get it all the way along all my pieces of paper and then glue that in. So you can see it's all the way along. Just open that box a touch, slide it in and straighten it up. Now obviously you want it nice and square and you want them all in the right position, so just wiggle them around a bit till you're happy and then let it dry. Once it's dry, you can simply pop your boxes in and away you go. Pop it up on your shelf and enjoy your storage, whatever you're putting in it. So thank you for watching and do enjoy all your storage solutions.